Is my nose clean? Just blew my nose. It's okay. Good? Okay, thanks.
Let me see the teeth.
They're okay, I just looked.
Okay, they're good.
We're all in this together, right, guys?
So can we start the show off with your trademark greeting?
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. How you?
I know you don't like the whole culture of celebrity.
Well, I mean, I like to get a good table in a restaurant as much as the next guy.
But your privacy is important to you
Yeah.
and all that, but I didn't know you don't like the pedestal aspect that goes along with it.
But
I have to read a couple of stats here. Starred in 4 of the 10 top grossing films of all time. You've been called Star of the Century. When I read that, the Star of the Century thing, I just thought, man, that's a lot of responsibility. So what goes along with being Star of the Century? Is there...
not much. Not much. I got about, what is this? I've got 4 more years, and then I guess, nobody.
The backstage stuff. Was it, or even is it, as decadent as it was portrayed in the movie?
Rock and roll backstage is everything anybody can imagine and then some.
Is there any pre-show rituals?
Well, we got a little prayer circle or not. We do have some rituals that we do.
Unfortunately, Madonna ruined it with Truth or Dare, the prayer circle.
Madonna does this prayer circle?
She did for the Truth or Dare documentary.
Madonna? What a turd burglar.
It's kick-ass.
You admit that you don't care what the world thinks of you. You can't. But on the other hand, I'm thinking, it's a lot easier said than done.
Sure it is, and it's a struggle that I live with every day. I mean, I want to not care what people think of me, and many times I succeed, but every once in a while, it's a constant battle. Hey, Britney!
It has been a quick rise. 9 months?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I guess it's kind of cosmic to maybe think about why you, why this fast, but do you have any insight into that at all?
I guess just a lot of hard work. I've been doing this for a while now, so, and finally it's totally paid off.
Why don't you and Britney do something? I'm not saying anything. That was, but you know, that's a kind of thing that you get thrown.
You didn't really answer my question. How big is your address book? And is Britney in there?
No, it's a pretty thick book. It's thick enough. Okay. It gets me through.
I spend a lot of my time on stage going, thank you.
Look at that, you point, and there's coffee.
That's star power. That's because I'm a rock god. Rock god's coffee.
We should get someone to blow it. On it for you.
It's so cool,
You're
yes.
not going to blow on that yourself, are you?
Somebody got to blow this? You made me say that.
The girls are going through the roof.
Well, they always did.
Yeah.
You know?
But my question about that is, you kept the beat. You kept the shows together. Monitors in those days weren't that good.
No.
How do you hear stuff when you hear the girls screaming that loud?
Well, we didn't. I mean, we vaguely knew where we were at. Together, you know, I'd be watching the bums and the feet, you know, and the nodding of the heads. Oh, that's where we're up to.
It was sexy, and it wasn't dirty. Yeah? And I think it's because it was natural. It was just you, wasn't it?
Well, there's a few things that I didn't do, and I never liked to do it. I never liked the bumping and grinding. I did a little shoulder shaking. I did a lot of footwork.
Right.
The dresses were short, and high heel shoes. That automatically says sexy, I think, in those times. A little bit of acting was there, and
If you got it?
A little.
Just a little. Just enough to keep me coming back.
That's right.
To me, there was always a hint of this side of you anyway. Why are people surprised about this now?
I think probably because I've been pretty verbal about what I think about what's going on in pop music. But this was really fun for me to do. It was just a blast. There's definitely that side to me, you know. I'm not a shy person.
It's true that Bill had beaten me on an arm wrestle contest, and I must say I'm defeated.
Oh, okay, well, you're an icon. What?
Yeah, you and Beethoven.
Yeah.
Have you understood that yet? Have you grasped that yet?
But okay, I grasped it. When that first happened to me, I just could not believe, oh my God, I really am old, don't you? Oh well.
There has been a lot of references to hell throughout the years, but you've never faced the wrath that someone like Marilyn Manson had to face when he dealt with hell and the devil.
Yeah, but they go out. He goes out for effect, you know. And not one of us, I can safely say. I can't remember the last Black Mass I attended, you know what I mean?
These are the parents of kids that were living with it 30 years ago.
I know.
So why are they still so shocked?
They're not.
No?
I think people pretend to be shocked. It's very, very hard to shock an audience. Unless if Marilyn Manson goes on stage and cuts his arm off, for real. Okay, I'll give you that one. Okay, I'm shocked. You know, that's a one-time deal.
I've tried my hardest to be as unappealing and as unattractive as I could be, but Courtney wins that one.
You know, being antagonistic with the crowd was important to you back then?
No, it's not about being antagonistic at all. I think it's about
connecting to a crowd and having fun with the crowd and letting the crowd have fun with you.
Tommy is back in your life. Was that inevitable? Was this going to happen?
I think so.
It's about kids and family and being like soulmates and the love of each other's lives. You know, it's kind of hard to love and those little things. You know.
Now there was a rumor that you were there in the surgery holding her hand. Is that true?
He ripped my implants out with his bare hands.
But the status thing of being a sex symbol. Are you comfortable with that?
There's a side of it that's like, oh gosh, but then there's a side of it that's very flattering. And there's a side of it that's not real. You can't take it seriously. And when it comes right down to it, I'm just a belching, farting guy that eats with his hands,
It's an unfortunate thing when people get older, they sometimes lose that passion. It seems you guys are increasing your passion level or something.
Well, I'm really fortunate that I've always had that aspect of it in me, really, from being a kid all the way through. I've really been passionate about the music.
Enrique Iglesias is a very good friend of mine, and we got to do a really fun music video together.
You both maintain you're just friends.
Right.
It was fun for the video. I don't kiss my friends that way.
I don't kiss my friends that way either.
Who's directing your videos? You?
I make those decisions. I said, because, people are saying it was hard to make those videos. Not very hard to kiss Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Could be worse. You could be kissing Mickey Rourke. I'm thinking.
Although he's not bad,
With Done With Mirrors, there was a hunger that the band admits maybe wasn't there previously. Just wondering, at this stage of the game, if it's the same kind of hunger?
At that time, we had learned how to do everything right the wrong way. And that's still a good thing.
I think that the hunger, the consistency of the hunger is about no matter what we do, or no matter how good we think we're doing it or anybody else thinks we're doing it, there's always a hunger there to do it a little better.
I was just telling Bill what a fantastic job he did in the Aerosmith interview. Yeah, I've always been a big Aerosmith fan. I've seen probably every interview or 90% of them they've ever done on any type of a network or film whatsoever. And you took them to places, and they went with you places where I'd never seen them relax and be so entertaining. They were just wonderful.
I love your questions, man. This guy, you see Bill? This is not Kill Bill. This is not Don't Mess with Bill. This is not Does he fit the bill? This is Wild Bill.
You're a cool interviewer. You're so mellow and conversational.
Oh, really?
So nice.
Thank you. You were rolling on that, weren't you there, Steve? If no one said it to you yet, because you've said it to your audiences, I'm going to say it to you, God bless you.
Thank you very much, sir.
But I see we're going to be landing soon. See the little thing?
You look shyster. You knew we were landing, you were watching a map. I better wrap this up. Trying to be kind to me. He's a prick.